How to handle a husband who wants sex all the time. 15 tips, part 2. 5. Do you find it flattering? Could you find your husband's behavior flattering by acknowledging how much he wants you? Maybe you're simply smoking hot. If your husband sees you that way, it could be one of the reasons he wants sex all the time. If you don't find his behavior flattering, you may find it needy, pushy, or downright aggressive. Suggesting counseling is always a good way to introduce a third person to your problem, and a therapist is trained to help you. If you find your husband's behavior insulting instead of flattering, that's something he needs to be aware of as soon as possible. Alternatively, how you react to his sexual advances could have more to do with your own intimacy issues. For instance, maybe you're not comfortable with public displays of affection, while he insists on sexual behavior in public. Instead, he might be interested in sex while someone else is in the house, when you have a lot of work to do, or simply when you don't feel in the mood. You don't find it flattering because he disrespects your needs at the time and pushes your boundaries. This is something that needs to be addressed too. It might be best to talk to a therapist in private if you have intimacy issues that are causing you to avoid his touch instead. 6. Are you in the honeymoon phase? It's pretty natural for couples to be all over each other during the honeymoon phase. If you're newlyweds or haven't been married for a long time, it's not out of the ordinary for sparks to be flying all over the place. Consider simply giving into it and enjoying this period of your marriage if that's what you're comfortable doing. If it makes you uncomfortable, is it about not wanting sex in general, or is it about your husband's behavior? If he can't keep his hands off you, consider finding it flattering, but set clear boundaries. For instance, if you're not into public displays of affection, communicate when and why you don't want to be touched. Consider using the honeymoon phase to explore each other's bodies, and you can always talk instead of making it all about sex. 7. Do you want sex? Is the problem that you don't want sex, or you don't want your husband? If you've been together for a long time, things might have gotten boring. On the other hand, maybe you do want sex, just not at the times, in the places, or under the circumstances that he does. Communicate and set clear boundaries. This has been frequently repeated, but it needs to be emphasized if you want your husband to understand when to back away. Maybe you do want sex, just not with your husband. If you've been together for a very long time, you might not be attracted to him as much as you used to be. This is a perfect opportunity to invest in self-improvement and encourage your husband to do the same. Make sure to also communicate about the ways you want to be loved and try new things. 8. Are either of you cheating or thinking about it? Increased libido might not be about you at all. Your partner might be thinking about someone else, Or he has been cheating on you and feels guilty about it. Maybe you've been unfaithful or are considering it instead. He's likely trying to win you over and make you stay with him if that is the case. Either way, wanting sex all the time can be related to infidelity. If this happens out of nowhere, and it isn't typical in your marriage, someone else might be pushing the buttons or has already become a part of your marriage. If you don't want this to end your marriage, consider experimenting in the bedroom and bringing the excitement of someone new by trying new things instead. 9. Does he respect other areas of your life? Maybe your husband wants sex at times when you need to focus on other things, such as your professional or social life, or simply yourself. He doesn't give you the time and space to concentrate on your needs. Instead, he only cares about you meeting his needs. This is not okay, and you should talk to him about it. Explain when sex is out of the question and that he should empathize with you more to understand why you're not in the mood. For instance, if you are working on a big project or throwing your friend a bachelorette party, maybe this is what you want to focus on these days instead of having sex all the time. Not everyone has the same need for sex. Talk about the areas of your life that you need to focus on and demand alone time for yourself if that's what you require sometimes. 10. Does he want sex at times when it makes you uncomfortable? Maybe you are cooking the perfect dinner, you're in the middle of an awesome plot twist in your book, you're in a public place, or your kid has friends sleeping over. Whatever it is, it makes you uncomfortable expressing your sexual needs at the moment, and he disrespects that. Stick to your boundaries and have a talk with him to explain when his behavior makes you uncomfortable. In addition, communicate about when you would be comfortable with him initiating sex and how frequently. If you haven't had this talk, consider a therapist as someone who can help you communicate better about sex. 11. How often do you initiate intimacy? Maybe your husband wants sex all the time because you never do. If you never or very rarely initiate intimacy, it might be why he's initiating it so frequently. He would probably be glad to know when you are in the mood, and he likely wishes that you'd show it more often. If you have trouble initiating intimacy, consider exploring other ways of physical intimacy besides sex.